Portland and Sapporo, Japan have been sister cities for 50 years. Today, we celebrate that relationship at the Portland Japanese Gardens. I'm with Steve, who's the executive director of the Japanese Garden and a very sharp dresser. Digging the hat, love the tie.
It's my cherry blossom tie.
Now, there's a big Sapporo party here tonight, a sayonara party. Sapporo is very intimately involved in the gardens. Some people from Sapporo helped to build it, right?
Absolutely. It was out of the creation of the sister city relationship between Sapporo and Portland that this garden was created. Steve,
I haven't been up here for probably 2 years, so I think you should take us around and show us what's new at the gardens.
I'd be happy to. Let's go.
Thanks. Now this looks familiar.
Yes, this is of course our area that's dedicated to the city of Sapporo on the island of Hokkaido. So this pagoda that you see here before you was actually a gift to the city of Portland from the city of Sapporo in honor of our sister city relationship. And the stones that you see here on the ground are actually in the shape of the island of Hokkaido, the northern island of Japan, where Sapporo is located. And then there's a pinkish stone up in the top left corner.
I see it.
That represents the city of Sapporo on the map of Hokkaido.
Okay, this kind of reminds me of my backyard, Steve.
Yeah, perhaps.
Okay, not. This is gorgeous.
I wish I had this in my backyard. This is called the Heavenly Falls. It's a really special place in the garden. And you can see the flowers. This is the time of year for flowers in the garden.
It's like a picture. Look at how huge these trees are.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that's unique about this garden in the Pacific Northwest is that in Japan, you wouldn't see these pine trees and Douglas firs in a Japanese garden. But that they're here and that it's in this setting makes it uniquely Pacific Northwest.
Okay, this looks very Zen-like to me.
It is. It's more commonly known as a Zen garden. It's a sand and stone garden. You're very good at this.
Thank you very much.
This type of garden would be built off of a Buddhist temple for meditation, for contemplation.
What does it mean for the garden to host the event tonight?
Well, it's really special for us to be hosting this event tonight because it was out of the creation of that sister city relationship that this garden was created, that it was formed. First they said, let's become sister cities, and then someone said, well, in honor of that, let's create this amazing place. And so those leaders back in those days had the vision to create what is now one of the most spectacular gardens in the world.
So what's going to happen tonight?
Well, the mayor of Portland will be here, and the mayor of Sapporo, and in honor of the 50th anniversary, we'll be planting a cherry tree down on Cherry Hillside here in the garden that's going to be here for the next 50 or 60 years. I'm
with Tom, who's the Portland Sapporo Sister City Association president. This guy has been probably the busiest guy in town this weekend. What's going on with the 50th, Tom?
Oh, it's been fantastic to have the people here this weekend. Since the anniversaries are celebrated every 5 years, the idea is that what is some of the current issues that we would continue. It's always, of course, cultural, it's always business, but more specific. And this time it was really based on the sustainability and environmental issues.
Mayor Sam Adams, welcome back to PD Exposed.
Glad to be here.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
This is a great event. Portland, Sapporo, second oldest sister city relationship in the world, I'm told, next to Seattle, Kobe. What does it mean to Portland?
You know, for Portland, it's just a rich history. But as important, it's also a great opportunity. I mean, what most, Portlanders, Oregonians, and Americans don't realize is we talked a lot about sustainability, but Japan is actually twice as sustainable as we are in terms of they use, 50% less energy for their economic output.
Friday, you guys signed a document, you and Mary Ueda. What was that all about?
Well, it recommitted the Sister City Partnership that you mentioned is 50 years old, recommitted that partnership, and I'm a mayor who believes that Portland must redouble our efforts to make these connections around the globe. We've got to do that. For us to continue to be a successful city, we've got to turn our sort of sights to the rest of the world, and signing that partnership recommits our partnership with Sapporo. And Sapporo is this great city in Japan that is environmentally friendly and has great beer too.
All right, Sam. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.